Yeah, lay the path is exactly the metaphor that I had in my head. I felt like I was the kid with the machete, like cutting through this jungle of newness. Because you really have to figure out every new location.
Yeah.
Every place has a different culture, no matter if you're stateside or international. So yeah, I felt very protective, and I guess I was sort of the classic oldest child, resilient, like nothing's a problem, I've got this handled. It seems like a common Brad experience that your teen years, when you're really figuring out who you are and making those deeper connections. I did 3 years in Tampa at a public high school, and then we moved back to USAFA in Colorado Springs for my senior year. And that was hard. I left behind a running team, a really nice boyfriend, and yeah, that was hard. And I think coming into knowing you're just going to be there for 1 year and then gone, I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just here for school. I'm not going to talk to anyone.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably Florida, the first round of Florida, we were down. My dad worked on Hurlburt and we lived on Eglin. They're kind of sister bases up on the Panhandle. And that was grades 1 through 3 for me. And yeah, those are pretty distinct memories. We were in California before that, but we moved around so much, because there's no housing available. So they put you in a little beach shack, and then you can get on the Navy base and live on that. So that's kind of piecemeal. But yeah, up near Pensacola on Eglin.
What were some of those memories that you have?
I mean, it's amazing what feels normal looking back. Like I was just thinking yesterday about how we would play with the old parachutes that the fighter pilot dads would bring home when they were no longer fit for actual parachuting. And we'd play whale's mouth with them. Like we grab them and like push them open so everyone can jump in. And that felt so normal. Like it felt so normal to look overhead and see the F-16s go by and be like, oh, I probably know those dads or moms.
Yeah.
And to have to stop class at some of the base schools if there's a flyover because it's just too loud. Like you have to stop because all the desks are shaking. and so it's really hard for me to tease out what are my normal memories and what are my military Brad memories, because it's all so intertwined.
Yeah.
I think really I think it was hardest on my mom when we were kids, because she was constantly having to make a new life, getting to the next place, signing up for the new dentist and doctor and library. And she really worked hard to make a home each place we go. So, salute those military spouses as well. When my dad deployed, I left for college and he left for Baghdad. So his deployment was much later in my brat career than I think some kids experience. You hear some kids talk about their dads deploying all the time throughout their childhood. My dad never left for more than maybe 3 months when I was younger. So a lot of the stress of deployment was cushioned by the fact that I wasn't at home either. And because there was better communication, he could email us from Baghdad. He was in the green zone. So there wasn't the same worry as, my dad's out in the Humvee driving past IEDs, whatever. So he was in a green zone, maybe a rocket gets lobbed over there every once in a while, but it was a short deployment, it was 6 months. And it was when I think I was old enough to have some perspective, I think. I remember I was sitting in high school, so that would date me, my sophomore year, and the teacher turned on the TV, and it was just a sense of unreality, like what that can actually happen. And I remember coming home, and my dad didn't come home till late, like way past when he would usually come. And dad was so diligent, so he would often come home later. But he came home, and I don't really remember him saying anything. And he just sat down at the table and said, my dad wasn't really ever a big talker, but he sat down at the table and said, so many people went to heaven today. And that's all he said. Like, and then we just pretty much all started crying. And it meant after that, he was really busy because back when, I mean, when he got in, everyone was doing Cold War stuff. So everyone was specializing in Russia. So my dad sort of zigged when everyone zagged and did Middle East. And then it turned out just from world events that he was suddenly a wanted man. And so he was pretty busy after that. I remember seeing his workplace on one of the bases, and his office was pretty much like a metal trailer with concrete bunkers around it and razor wire and an extra guy with a gun outside. Like, oh, that's what he does. Yeah, it's a weird world.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, you got to be careful what you wish for, but some kids got to do big international moves. Something like Japan always sounded cool, but trying to think if there was anything that I wished for. No, we were just so lucky in our placements. Like I said, just very pleasant places. We met nice people, and we got to repeat a couple places, which was really awesome. So no, I don't think I have many regrets.